Oh dear. Hello, can you hear me? Can people in the chat hear me? Oh dear. Input device. Oh. Hello, can you hear me? Let's see. 13 people. Can you hear me? It's working. Okay. All right. Since a lot of people will watch this after the fact and they'll watch the recording of it, I'm just going to do a little brief intro right now. Hey guys, thank you very much for supporting my YouTube channel up to 5,000 subscribers. It's been a while since I've been on a first date, so let's have a meal, let's have a Q&A and have a talk to each other. There we go. Oh, awesome. Geez, so many people are here. All right. Sorry, I was a minute late. I was quite busy sorting out our multi-course meal, and I've only brought the finest. We've got 3 courses today. We've got the cheeseburger, the Big Mac, and nuggets. And of course, got to have some aioli. But we're not heathens. We're going to eat it on a nice surface. All right. What are we starting with? Big Mac, cheeseburger, or nuggets, guys? What do you like better, cycling or running? I will try and answer the questions as I go. I'm actually quite hungry, so I'm going to eat. Right now, I like cycling more, but I'm coming to enjoy running. Nuggets. All right. Nuggets are best fresh. And unfortunately, this meal deal didn't come with a drink. So we've got some Chardonnay already chilled. Would you like a glass? I'll pour one for you. We'll do a generous pour. There we go. If you're wondering, it's the Little Wonders Chardonnay 2021 from Winburndale. It's in Bathurst. It's very good. Macca's and Shardy, great pairing. I agree. All right, so the first question, do I like cycling or running better? I'll expand on that a bit more. I've been doing cycling for a few years. Running is a new thing for me. So I think when I initially started running, I struggled quite a bit because I just thought I'd instantly be good at it. But it actually took a few months of work. So yeah, I have come to like running, and I did go on a run today, a 25-kilometer run, and I did enjoy it. But yeah, my heart is still with cycling. Feels weird being on a date with a married man. I'm not wearing my ring. It's all right. Pull up a chair. I hope you're dressed appropriately as well. This is a fine dining restaurant. Yeah. Have a bite. Triathlon when? Triathlon. Here's a bit of background. I used to do swimming growing up. Squad 3 times a week. Swim meets on the weekend. Just sick of it. So maybe I will do triathlon one day, but it's definitely not on my priority list. What I keep telling people is, I'd rather be good at one sport than average at 3. Where's the McFish? My man knows the best burger on the Macca's menu. Filet fish. You should drink from the bottle. No, we're having a classy date. Cheers. Great pairing with the aioli and the nuggets. What brand is the suit? I can't even read that. I think I bought this suit maybe quite a while ago, maybe 5 years ago, from Peter Jackson's in Chatswood. Poor choice of sauce. What sauce would you choose? I thought aioli. You got to get the cream, the creaminess. What's your current FTP based on 20-minute test, ramp test, or other current weight? So I haven't done a FTP test for a long, long time. And right now I just base my FTP purely off what the Garmin tells me, which would be based on the best 20-minute power. So I actually did a good 20-minute power the other day at Akuna Bay, which was 240 watts. My weight right now is 64 kilos. So I think that just off that 20-minute thing, that's like 3.75 watts per kilo. And then you need to take away like 10%. So I'm going to say my FTP is probably about 3.5 watts per kilo. Not great. Could definitely improve it. But yeah, haven't really been doing focus training. I've just been writing more socially and focusing more on the videos. I don't normally eat nuggets with forks, but we're doing it. In fact, I should probably use the knife as well. This fork, this is IKEA Shimano 105. It's definitely not carbon fiber. PC specs. The PC that I use for all my editing and stuff like that, I think it's got an RTX 480, 32 gigs RAM. Couldn't tell you more than that. I built it like a year, 2-3 years ago, and when I was building it, I was very into the whole idea of all the specs and everything, but I don't remember it. Channel mascot. He's sitting right under the table. Yeah. Oh, by the way, tracksuit pants with the suit jacket. All right, keep the questions coming, guys. I love answering them. Let me know if you want another nugget. Do you want another one, guys? Here we go. A bit of extra sauce. A bit extra sauce for DTS Kwan in the chat. Here you go. Chris is under the table. Chris is in Europe right now. Oh, wow. Michael Benjamin, big baller, $3.99. Thank you very much. That's my first ever super like. By the way, guys, if you're enjoying this, give it a like. I think it helps out the algorithm later on and people can watch this stream. They can watch the replay. And I've also turned the chat replay on as well so they can see the chat replay. So anything you write there will be forever on the internet for all time. Who's my favorite pro cyclist and why is it Remco? As much as I like Remco Evenepoel, I feel like he's a little bit of a flavor of the month guy right now. Like, I don't know. Maybe I'm being like a bit too picky, but I would have liked to see him at least win some more stages at Tour that wasn't the TT. He is a very good cyclist, though. I like his story that he used to be trying to go out, become a pro soccer player. And then when he wasn't selected for the pro team, I think he pivoted into cycling. So maybe it just goes to show there might be quite a few people who are good in other sports. And if they transition to cycling, they could have a very successful career. Madone Gen 8 thoughts. All right. Since we're on a date, I'll be honest and candid with you. I think it's a great bike. Things I like. They brought the weight down. That's the number one thing. It's down to the weight of essentially an Amonda. So on that front, it's very competitive. Now, they've said, and they've done the white paper and the aero testing and everything. They say it's just as aero as the previous Gen Madone. Now, a lot of that has to do with the integrated bottle cages. But, regardless of the fact, the testing shows that it is as aero. Do I like the look of it as much as the Gen 7? I have to say, I feel like I like the aero tubing of the aero bikes. I think they've done a really, really good job of keeping that really nice aero looking fork. I think it looks some parts of the bike look good skinnier, but especially down where the bottom bracket is. I like how they've tidied that up a bit more, and I can see that they've saved some weight there. The Gen 7 RIP, I'm sad that it only lasted for like a year and a half. I would have loved to see it around for longer. New bike day coming up. This is something I ask myself all the time. I would love a new bike, but unfortunately cannot afford it. When I say I think about it all the time, it's always the sort of, can I keep my wheels and my group set, swap out the frame for something else? And it is a lot of effort, but yeah, I have thought about it. All right, guys, cheeseburger or Big Mac next? Have you learned to use an electric toothbrush properly yet? Yes, I have a video coming up on that very soon. That's a little spoiler for you guys. 10-minute video of me brushing my teeth coming up. Why don't I get this dressed up for CP on Thursdays? If anything, I'm wearing more layers at Centennial Park. I'm wearing a shirt and a jacket right now. I bring out the Lycra, the arm warmers, the gilet. All right, people are asking for Big Mac, so we got the Big Mac. We got the Big Mac out. Any plans about attending TU, Adelaide, Amy's Grand Fondo, tour to Brisbane, or similar? Tour Down Under, I'd really love to go to, but the timing is a bit awkward for me. It's always in January. I've just finished like my normal Christmas holidays, and usually I've gone overseas. I really, really want to make it, but I need to probably save up some leave. And right now I'm thinking maybe 2026 could be that year. Amy's Grand Fondo is next month on the same day as Sydney Marathon, so I can't make that, unfortunately. But I know a lot of people who are training up for it because it's a proper UCI event. I would love to do it one day, just when it doesn't coincide with another big event. And in terms of Tour de Brisbane, I saw a bunch of videos of Tour de Brisbane online, and that looked incredible. Like, it was organized so well. And I think it's a real shame that not as many people do that event, because it must cost them an absolute bomb to put on that event. Full road closures through the city. Looked really, really well organized, and I'll have to go out and do it. Okay. If you were to get a new bike now, brand new, what would you get? All right. If money wasn't a thing, I would love to get a custom-made titanium bike. Just the idea of it is really cool to me. I know obviously it's not very performance-orientated, but the idea of like a custom-made titanium bike just like excites me for some reason. There's a few brands out there, especially Australian ones, that do that. The one right now that I really love is Boom. If you go online, they've got like a full gallery of every single bike they make. And because they're fully customized, that includes the paint job. And they've got like hundreds and hundreds of bikes in their gallery of all these really cool custom paint jobs that people have done. It just looks awesome. So I reckon they look really cool. If money was a thing, it'd probably either be the Trek Madone Gen 8, because obviously I've got a good relationship with Trek. They've taken really good care of me. And the other brand I really like is Cannondale. Lab 71 wouldn't go too bad either. Too many Treks. Eyeball emojis. Yong says, you got ripped off. 24 nuggets is only $11.96. I did note that when I was at McDonald's. It's actually absurd that 6 nuggets is $8.95 and 24 nuggets is $11.95. But this is part of an inclusive. Look, this is a set menu, guys. This is not like me ordering a la carte. This is a 3-course set menu. I didn't get to choose how many nuggets I got. Liverpool, England salutes you, mate. Thank you very much, mate, for dropping in. I appreciate it. All right, Big Mac, here we go. Could you give us the wine notes? It's a little bit dry, fruity, and then I'm going to cheat and read the back now. The slopes of Mount Fontana in the east of Bathurst are covered in the remnants of historic gold mines. It is here where our first vines were planted in 1999. Our cool climate and mineral-rich soils form an ideal site for producing fine wines. Little wonder Chardonnay displays beautiful aromas of yellow stone fruit and waxy lemon zest, lightly oaked in French something word that I can't pronounce, for an elegantly balanced textural finish. There you go. Winbendale. Sorry on this. One of the guys I work with, his parents own this vineyard, and I told him to get me a case of it because I love to try it, and it's actually pretty good. Another generous pour. All right. Just get Trek support like Cam Nichols got BMC on board his channel. Hey, if anyone from Trek is watching on now, I would be more than open to a collaboration. The guys from Trek Sydney, they're fantastic. They turn up to like so many group rides here in Sydney. I talk to them quite regularly, and they've supported me in so many ways that isn't like directly financial. Like they've let me do that bike build video in their shop. They've helped me out with little bits and pieces on my bike. So yeah, they're supporters of the channel for sure. What does the skin suit look like after Macca's feast? Well, we'll have to finish this to find out. The skin suit's still hanging up in my bathroom. We'll see. Maybe there'll be 10,000 subscribers. DTS Kwan, thank you very much for the 99 cents and the poo emoji. I appreciate it. That's awesome. I'll buy 1/3 of a coffee. Best cycling route ever done. Granted that I'm not that well traveled, I would say one of my favorite routes that I've done here in Sydney is a little bit of a one that it's a little bit of a gate kept route, and it's the one down to Bundeena. You ride down to Royal National Park, you get this awesome like 15 kilometers false flight downhill into Bundeena. You catch the little ferry from Bundeena over to Cronulla, and you go and do Cape Solander, and then you come back into the city, and then you can go and have a little park up in Surrey Hills. I made a video about it, and that was probably one of my favorite rides this year, if not my favorite ride. I'm with Michael Benjamin. Let's see the skin suit after the meal. I think we will save for 10,000 subscribers, maybe. We'll see. Look, I went to so much effort to put the suit on. It doesn't come off on the first date, all right? Watching a guy eat a Big Mac live, peak YouTube. Josh is dipping his toes into mukbang. No. I thought mukbang is this is a very classy meal. I'm using a knife and fork. Look at that. I'm going to even add a little bit of pickle just to get a bit of extra to round out the flavor profile. Jesus. $29. Jeez. Kevin, what the hell, man? Well, thank you, Kevin. You've recouped the cost of the meal and the wine. I appreciate it a lot. That was very generous of you. Thank you very much. Dessert on you. Wow. I thought I'm taking you on the date. I thought I meant to pay for the meal. Looks like you guys are spoiling me. 3-bite king. I've taken 2 bites. I need to finish the whole thing in one more bite then. All right. I need to catch up in the chat. DTS Kwan, are you related? It's a bit of a long story. He's maybe we're related very distantly, but he's not a direct relative, and I think he's quite happy that he's not. Watching this from the gym, it making me hungry. Jack, mate, you need to download the Macca's app and take full advantage of all the deals and combos that are going on. That's my recommendation to you. If you're at the gym, it sounds like you finished your workout, and I think you need to. I think you've earned your Macca's meal. It's about replenishing the carbohydrates and all the protein. Thank you, James. I appreciate the nice message. Congrats on 5,000. Thank you very much. A third of a coffee, aren't they like $6 in Sydney? That is correct, but I drink piccolos, which usually go for about $3.50 to about $4.50. So, look, 10K subscribers. Wasn't there something involving a magpie? No, let's see where we are in 10,000. Maybe this we'll see where we go. How many bites can you take to finish the cheeseburger? My guess is 3. Okay. All right, I get it now. People are trying to. The cheeseburger's right here, untouched, mint condition, still in the wrapper. We'll get through the Big Mac first. Okay. Hey, we can Netflix and chill after dinner. Just take me back to your place. Sota, welcome. I'm glad that you could make it. Sota's he's got a running YouTube channel. He's been helping me out heaps with running, giving me lots of really useful tips. And he's an incredible runner. He's in Japan right now, and he's got awesome running content in Sydney and soon for Japan. So go and check out his channel if you're interested in some cycling and running cross training. Yeah, he's got some awesome stuff. How many sips to finish that glass of wine? Do you want to help me finish the bottle, Thomas? That was a very generous pour, so I'll take it easy. Okay, so just asked an awesome question. What was the most revolutionary tech/camera gear that has moved the needle with your video editing? Can you name a few if you can't pick one? So on editing side, switching to DaVinci Resolve was definitely one of the biggest things. Prior to that, I was just editing stuff on Windows Movie Maker, which at the time I thought was like the pinnacle of video editing. And then I realized there's way more to video editing than just slapping clips together. So yeah, definitely DaVinci Resolve. It was a huge learning curve at the start for me, because there's just, you're just overwhelmed with the amount of tools and like different like things that you can do on there. But what you come to realize is that all the basic functions you can do, but then once you learn all those little tools and stuff, it gives you the flexibility to actually make the things that you want. A good example of that is in that most recent video that I made in the Day of the Life. The intro had that little bit of like the typing, and what that was it was just like a text, and you can actually control when the text comes onto the screen, so you can actually keyframe that to like when the typing is. So just little things like that. Like if you, the worst feeling is if you don't have the tool to actually execute that idea. So on the editing side was really great for me, and Soja will love this. But on the like more hardware side of things, getting some proper microphones at home and also to use on the camera is just massive. You guys will know that like if you click on a video and the audio doesn't sound good, especially the voiceover audio, it just feel like professional. So yeah, getting a good mic. I use the Rode. I use a Rode mic. I've got like one that comes down from my computer. And then the second step to that is actually just spending a bit of time and you making a preset for your specific voice. So there's lots of, if you're interested in it, guys, there's lots of guides online about how to tweak the audio to suit your voice to make it sound a bit better for your videos, for your voiceovers. Josh Kwan's biggest fan. Thank you, sir. Craving some good Maccas. You know, there's some good Maccas in Japan, and they've got some unique stuff they don't have in Australia. Michael Benjamin says the first GoPro, and actually, there's a funny story behind that because when I first started riding and I wanted to buy a GoPro, the initial investment seemed like so much money, even though it was probably only a few $100s. So me and Michael, we went halves on a GoPro, and he never even used it. I just used it the whole time, and he paid for half of it. So I guess I owe like half of my channel to Michael. All right. GoPro bike mount. Yes, GoPro bike mount is incredible. It is definitely like whenever people ask me, they're like, what is this POV that you're using on the bike? And I said, I'm actually using, like, is it chest or is it helmet? And I'm like, I'm actually biting a bike mount on the GoPro. And the thing that allows you to do is allows you to look around and give you like some proper different perspectives. A mount on the chest is a very static kind of, you know, it's all right for like maybe 1% video. But if you're trying to stitch together like a kind of like a whole vlog and like you're trying to get different scenes and stuff, having it attached to your chest is actually quite constricting. If you want to get lots of different viewpoints, it's actually best to have it not connected to something and then you can move it around. All right. When are you getting the new Badone? I have been hassling Trek to let me borrow a Trek Badone Gen 8. But in fact, that bike has proven itself to be very, very popular. And there's not even any in the shop for me to test ride. But I'm sure once they've fulfilled all their back orders, I'm hoping that they will let me use one. Can I eat the rest with chopsticks? All right. Well, the issue is we've only got cheeseburger, but what I'll do is people have asked me to do a 3-bite challenge. So I'll cut the cheeseburger into 3 pieces and then I'll eat those 3 pieces with chopsticks. Okay? I think that's how to please the most amount of people as possible. Are you going to do more day in the life videos? Sorry, guys. I've just been gifted another cheeseburger by my wife. So we're balling now. We're balling. We've got 2 cheeseburgers. All right. Day in the life. I had a lot of fun editing that. I think you guys found it really interesting as well. Just to see like life from another person's perspective. Even if you also live in Sydney as well, it's just cool to see the city from someone else's point of view. If people want to do another day in the life video, maybe like a whole weekend kind of one, I'm down for it. You'll see a lot of my dogs because that's pretty much like all I do on the weekend is run, cycle, walk my dogs, and go grocery shopping. Can I eat a cheeseburger with helmet and sunnies on? No. I said in the start of the stream, this is a formal dinner, and no, there's no inappropriate wear. I'm going to go grab some chopsticks. Jess, are you watching my stream? My wife is sitting over there watching the stream. She never watches my YouTube at all. Like, she never watches my videos, and she's sitting there watching my stream. And then she must be shit talking. Ah, dear. Okay. Well, lots of people want the chopstick suggestion. No cutting allowed. 3-bite challenge. No chopsticks allowed. Okay. Here's something actually about me. I don't eat I think there's too much bread to like filling ratio on a cheeseburger. So I actually only eat 1 piece of bread, the cheese, and the patty. All right. If that's a deal breaker for our date, then so be it. Thank you, Phil. I appreciate it. Just got back from overseas. Keen to get back on the road. That's cool, man. The rides that I do really regularly is the Thursday morning Centennial Park ride and the Tuesday night Sydney Olympic Park one. Both of those are great because they also offer an opportunity for new riders or people who are just getting their fitness back to ride with like a slower group. So I think that's a good one. All right, I'm going to turn my phone away because people are messaging me. It's very rude to check your phone on a date, you know. Okay. 3 bites. Gravel bike. So I'm doing a gravel event next Saturday, which is in 6 days now. And my bike is in terrible condition because I don't look after my belongings like I should. Wait, I need to do 3 bites. This is not looking good. So yeah, I dropped it off for a service, but I'm hoping it's all right because it's mechanical. So the cables and stuff need to all be like sorted out and whatnot. All right. Easy. Easily 3 bites. Delicious. How good are cheeseburgers? Cheeseburgers are so good. All right. Are you going to come Melbourne? Yes, I will come Melbourne one day. There are so many routes down at Melbourne that I need to try out. The Crucifix, Beach Road. I know there's people in the chat right now who live in Melbourne. I need to come down and visit you guys. I need to ride around there. It looks awesome. Have I been contacted by cheap Chinese brands to test wheels and frames? The short answer is actually yes. Ever since I made an email account just for like collaboration stuff. I've been emailed by actually quite a few Chinese brands. I'm not opposed to testing out their products. I think it's a good opportunity just for me to, because like, to be fair, with my own personal money, I haven't tried that many things. Like it's quite hard to afford. Like, for example, let's say I wanted to test Zips versus Envies versus some other like Princeton's. You're talking that's like a $4,000, $5,000, $6,000. You're talking like $12,000, $13,000 just to test out 3 different wheel sets if you were to buy them yourselves. So I'm not opposed to trying out Chinese brands. A few group set manufacturers have reached out to me, but at this point in time, I think I just don't have the bandwidth to kind of like give it the proper time and dedication to do a good review. So for right now, I've said no. I think I'm more open to testing like things that are a bit easier to use that integrate right into my current like workflow. Like head units, for example, the machine one was great. So yeah, maybe in the future, if I dedicate some more time. When's your next Neverest? Oh dear. I've still got PTSD from that experience. For you guys who don't know, I went to go do an Everesting and it was just the worst day ever. It was 5 degrees. It was pouring rain. I don't even remember how many meters elevation. I think maybe like 2,000 meters elevation, maybe a bit more. And it was I just had to can it. It was terrible. So I think it's not something I don't want to do. I do want to do it. And I think it'll have to be in spring when the weather's a little bit better. Spring is only like a month away now. So you will see a video of it. What zone are you in right now? I think I'm in zone 2. I'm quite relaxed. The heart rate's down. We're just having a nice casual conversation. Maybe if you ask me some pointy questions, it might push me into zone 3. Can you eat the do I still moonlight at Cache? No, I don't. Around the start of the year, when I was really getting into the running, I just did not have time to do 2 sports and like a weekend job. So unfortunately, I had to stop working at Cache. It's just quite hard to focus on 2 sports. Really, if you think about it, like you've only got a weekend of 2 days. So one day would be running, one day would be cycling, and then that left no time to work another job. Yeah, but I did enjoy working at a bike shop. It was a really, really great experience. Just to be in that kind of space, learning about like all the different bike components, meeting other people. So it was really good. I did enjoy my time. Can I eat a cheeseburger in one bite? No. 3 bites was easy, but I think 2 bites would be too hard. So I think 3 bites is a happy place. Where are your ducks from the Day in the Life vid? We want to see your collection. They're on my desk at my office, and I went back to the naked duck the other day, and they've actually given them all out. So the only way to collect more of them now is to probably go to people in that office building and try and buy it off them, or raid there's a little display cabinet, and I have to raid that. So they're sitting in my office by my desk. It's a little bit sad right now. So there's 2 of them. They keep each other company. But ideally, I would have liked to get the whole collection. So we'll see how we go. Gee, Anthony. It's all right. I already DM'd you that one. All right. I'm here instead of career smashing in archery. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. I hope it's been worth your while, Mr. J Park. If you want, you can have a cheeseburger. We can share this one together as maybe a little side dessert. A few people in here saying hi to Jess. She's just sitting on the couch. What are you doing? Are you still watching it? She's nodding. I think she's probably in a group chat being like, why am I married to this guy? You used your fork. It doesn't count. You need to do it again. Can I chuck a muzz on camera? No. All right. What's the channel's outlook, short and long term, or for pastry CC in general? Great question, Kevin. And this actually, I think I can answer this by pointing to a question, the video that Soda put out the other day. He put out a video about his philosophy around running, and there's a lot of crossover, which is philosophy in general. And one of those is that you need like a North Star, something that you're heading towards, and just to keep you on track. So for my channel, gee, Ollie, we're having an important conversation here. For my channel, I really enjoy making some of the beginner-friendly content. The route guides, people always come up to me and say that the route guides are something that they find useful and helpful. So I'd love to keep making some more beginner-friendly content. And I think I'm going to branch that out to some more beginner-friendly tips. Cycling for me has always been a social thing. So if I can continue to use the channel, just meet new people, meet other people in the cycling community. And this one is going to be a bit corny, but I think for myself as well, for the short and long term, is just try and improve my cycling as much as I can. But the caveat to that is depending on how much time I have. So probably be the best cyclist I can with the limited amount of time I have in my back pocket. Pastry CC. Pastry CC is a club that I started up with my cousin and my cousin Michael. He's in the chat. Elton, who I think is in the chat as well, and Anthony, who's also in the chat. It has been an incredible journey. Pastry CC, we started 2 years ago, and it was just a group of friends, and it just started with the love of eating pastries and going on bike rides. And if you go on Strava right now, there is over 800 people in the Strava group, over 320 people in the WhatsApp chat, and it's branched out to a pastries running club. There's a pastries golf club that no one plays golf, which I'm happy about because I'd rather people ride their bikes. There's a pastries gravel, and it is like the community has just been so vibrant. So on the bike ride we had on Saturday, we had over 40 people turn up. There's a gravel ride today with a huge turnout, even though they did a gravel ride all the way up at Colo, like an hour drive away. And then we had a pastries run club run today, and there's a really good turnout to that. I went to that one today. So it's just really awesome just seeing the community grow. Let's just see where it takes us. I think everyone's just loving like the vibe of the club, how welcoming it is, and just having other people do that, do their activities with. So I think we'll just let it grow naturally. And I think I'm quite happy with that for now. Top 5 park ups in Sydney in order. Oh, that is hard. Someone asked me for top 3 the other day, and I couldn't even do that. But top 5 is quite hard. I'll give you 5, but in no particular order. Right now, the bakeries, the pastries that I'm really, really loving. Rollers in Manly, they never miss. They always hit. They have really, really good stuff there. Sweet or savory, they are delicious. Moon Phase in St. Leonard's, that is my local one, which is really, really good right now, is the Char Siu King. It's like, how do I describe it? Imagine if it's like, it's like I don't even have the words to describe it, but it's got like your Chinese barbecue pork inside. It's really nice and juicy. And then the exterior is like this crispy, like croissant layers. They put like a glaze on it. Oh, it's delicious. AP Bakery, that one's great. There's 2 of them right now. So I think there's one in Surrey Hills and there's also one in Martin Place. The one Martin Place is close to my work, so sometimes I go to that. Buttercrumbs in Five Dock, they are awesome. It's like a Korean fusion bakery. The garlic cube is awesome. And what do I say for the last one? That's very hard. I know the other day Anthony posted his top maybe 20 list in the chat, and even then, like, there's so many on there that could be in the top 5. I'm trying to scroll in the WhatsApp chat to find that now. Anthony, help me out. You're in the group chat. You're in the chat right now. What would you put in as your put in? Since Chris Shee is no longer gravel riding, can Michael keep up with quality stacks? It is yet to be seen. We have a gravel ride. Like I said, we've got a gravel ride event, the Dirty Detour, on Saturday. And Michael hasn't had a very good track record at that event. In fact, he's had an off on the bike there. And we've had quite a few hard times. So we'll see how he goes. I prefer that he stays rubber side down. Crashing is never fun. It is, after the fact, it's fun, making fun of people. But at the time, it's not. It's stressful. Am I going to keep the stream up and provide commentary on the women's road race tonight? That is a good question. Probably not, because they're in France and they finished so late and I need to go to bed after this stream. I think I'll keep answering questions here. And then maybe if you guys want to chat about the women's road race in the Pastry CC WhatsApp chat, we've actually got a separate chat to talk about the competitive cycling. So I'm sure people will be chatting about that all night because some people love staying up and watching all that. What do you reckon, guys? Should we eat this last cheeseburger? This is a 4-course meal. We haven't even had dessert yet. Zone 2 dinner is pretty serious dinner. That is correct. This is a serious affair. This is, like I said, proper sit down. We've got cutlery out. We're not eating with our hands. We've got the Chardonnay. This is an award-winning Chardonnay. They won some awards in Bathurst. We might even finish the bottle together, guys. How many privated vids do you have on your channel? Winky face. I think about 5 private vids. And the reason for that is maybe 2 or 3 of them are cycling ones that I made so early on in my cycling that they're really cringe. One video is pretty much a compilation of myself and Michael crashing our bikes and just laughing. And then the rest of them are like videos that I've made while going on vacation with my family. And then I just usually leave them unlisted and then I'll just send them to my family for them to watch. I know Sota has a lot more videos that he's hidden. He's got a treasure trove. Yes, finish the cheeseburger. All right. And Dan Kwan wants me to do it without the assistance of the knife or fork. All right, so knife and fork are getting removed from the scene. Getting all that junk out of there. All right. Got to help me with furniture. All good. Thanks very much, Soda. Yeah, I think she's in the chat. I think Jess is definitely in the chat. She's got her laptop open. I can see her sitting on the couch over there. She's being sneaky. She keeps giggling as well. I think she's a separate chat going or something. Thanks. Yeah. Thank you, Soda, for dropping by. I appreciate it. Yes, I love Moon Phase. Moon Phase is awesome. My only complaint is that they're a little bit expensive, and also if you rock up a little bit later in the day, they'll usually be sold out. Not a problem for me because I usually arrive there quite early. But yeah. Wow, this is crazy. 48 people in the live stream. Thank you very much, guys, for tuning in, having dinner with me, and celebrating 5,000 subscribers. I appreciate it. All the comments in the chat are appreciated. If you've got any questions, just ask me now. I don't care how meaningful they are. What's my favorite color? You know, let's keep the conversation going. All right. What anime am I watching at the moment? I'm actually not watching any animes right now. I have to say, I'm not like I do enjoy animes, but like usually I just like some of them are just so long and I don't get through it. And then other ones, it's like, for example, like I think like Demon Slayer, I watched that and I finished like the 2 seasons there were, and is there another season out yet? I'm not too sure. But yeah, if you suggest any animes to me in the chat, let me know your favorite ones and maybe I'll check it out. Soja's not on a holiday. He's over there to work hard, move furniture, and run. Iggy's, good suggestion, Anthony. Iggy's is awesome. They make probably the best almond croissant in Sydney. Iggy's in Brontes. You got to check it out. They have a very weird schedule. They only open on Thursday, Friday, maybe just Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I'm not gonna pick up my phone. It's rude. I'm not gonna pick up my phone while on a date. But Iggy's, definitely check it out. But make sure that we're talking about Iggy's Patisserie. There's 2 of them. There's an Iggy's Patisserie and there's Iggy's where they make sourdough bread. The Patisserie is the one that makes the almond croissant. Make sure that they're open because I'm pretty sure it might only be Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Have you tried Loon Croissant? Best in the world. I have tried Loon. Thank you very much to my friend Elton. He was in Melbourne and he bought some Loon Croissants and he flew them back to Sydney for me. And they were awesome. I really, really enjoyed them. But I think Loon is meant to be opening up in Sydney very soon. And when they do, we will definitely be doing a bike ride there. I love it. Some Vietnamese in the chat for Jess. I don't know how good she is at reading Vietnamese, but I know she's very fluent at speaking it. Make them unlisted and send us the links. Maybe one day. But for now, I'm going to try and keep up with more fresh content for you guys. Thanks for joining the chat, NK. Favorite route in Sydney? I talked about this a little bit before. I really love that Bundina ferry route, but I know it's not super accessible for people. So I'd probably say my favorite route would be maybe either Edelong or Mount White. I really just like those kind of fast, interrupted rides where you can just go really far. You get rolling hills and climbs. You don't have much traffic light or traffics. I think, or traffic. Those are the kind of rides I like. Route that I want to do. There's that one I've been wanting to do for ages, that Summersby Loop one. And there's also that massive one out at Wiseman's Ferry. I'd love to do that one. So maybe we got to tee it up for a 200K ride this month or next. Have you gotten recognized when out and about? Yeah, it actually happens not super regularly, but enough that it's my wife finds it annoying because every time someone recognizes me, I'm like, what's it like dating a celebrity? And then she's like sick of me saying that. So it does happen. Like on the weekend, I went for a run and I think I ran into maybe 2 people that recognized me. But it's definitely very niche. Like, let's be real. I've only got 5,000 subscribers. So it's definitely niche. I think you got to be like in that little pocket of like you're male, Asian, live in Sydney, and you're between the ages of 25 and 65. Or I think the main thing is cycling. Favorite color? Green. Love green. Green, great color, you know. when you get dog stickers for your bike. So for those of you who don't know, I've got 2 custom stickers on my bike of my 2 dogs. I've got one on the top tube and one on the back of the seat tube. I got my sister to design those stickers for me based on actually how my dogs actually look. So yeah, they're not available to the public. I don't know if that's my dogs, but yeah, let me know if you guys do. When am I going to do more photography? This is something I've been tossing up in my mind for the longest time. It's about bringing my camera on the bike because I love taking photos. I know people love having photos of them. The barrier for me is like the bike is expensive enough, let alone carrying like a Sony A7 III probably costs like $2,000. A lens is like $1.5 grand. You're talking like another. If you crash or something, like the financial loss will be catastrophic. So, and I use my camera for things like this for live stream. I use it for filming bike build videos, so I can't afford to break it. So I've been a bit hesitant, but I have looked at options of buying maybe some cheaper little handheld point and shoot cameras just to talk about that. And look, if photos on the bike are something you guys want more of, let me know. I have been seriously considering it. It's just a little bit of a financial investment. Like a good, decent point and shoot is probably about $1,000, $1.5 grand. So yeah. Waist size. Good day, 28 inches. Bad day, 30. But I have found that my metabolism must be insane because like I can still wear the same pants that I did when I was in like high school. So Loon at Martin Place, I would love that. As someone who worked in the city, Loon at Martin Place would be awesome. Yeah, got to be fresh. You got to have the pastries fresh for sure. All right. Yeah, so Kevin, you've noticed I've got a little bit of cough right now. I think it's just I picked up a little bit of a cold. Don't worry, I don't have any allergies that I know of. Where are we cooked, chat? Are we cooked? What's your favorite color? Favorite road bike in pastries that isn't yours? You already know the answer. Bring out the S-Works Venge, mate. Everyone wants to see the S-Works Venge. You've been hiding it away in the closet, collecting dust. The gearing's off, oh, this and that. Everyone wants to see the Venge. Stop riding that Merida, mate. Everyone wants to see the Venge. NK, would you ever wear white bibs? I wouldn't say no. If the conditions are appropriate, no chance of rain, perfect dry road surface, I think I wouldn't mind wearing white bibs. Could I pull them off? Well, yet to see. I don't think so. I think they're high risk, high reward. 28 is slim. I am quite skinny. 28 would probably be quite tight. 30 is definitely comfortable, and it's like 30 is like a little bit loose. I have to wear a belt. Yeah. Good pickup. Have you had any crashes? Yes, I have had crashes. I can probably count on one hand the number of crashes I've had, but I remember my first crash very, very well. I was going down the waterfall descent. Waterfall is one of the entrances into Royal National Park. It been raining earlier that day, so the ground was a little bit wet. And this is very early on in my cycling career. And I remember my friend, he told me, he's like, if you see one of the road signs and it says 25 kilometer hour, like slow down to 25, he's like, you need to slow down. And I kind of disregarded that. The ground was wet and I completely stacked. And luckily for me, though, I just slid out. So I didn't really get injured too badly. I had a bit of road rash on my hip. And I remember, I think some of my jersey was torn, but I wasn't injured too badly. I have had a few little dingles as well. Always in the wet. I've only ever crashed in the wet. So yeah, touch wood. no more crashes. But I think, yeah, you just got to be careful when you're riding, especially in the wet. When you're turning, if there's any oil patches on the ground, if you're running over any of the white lines, for example. Yeah. James Lewis said, you make ride and run videos. When's the swim videos coming? We need Josh in some fashionable bungee smugglers. Swimming. We're back to this topic. I think I get asked about swimming at least once a week. I wouldn't say I'm super keen on swimming. Jess has actually been swimming at least once a fortnight. She bought a pass for the local swimming center, so she's been going quite regularly. Maybe I need to go with her one time. Not super keen on it. Also, like, swimming content will probably look quite weird. Like, I get it that I can bring the GoPro in the water with me, but like, do I chest mount it or do I bike mount it in the water? Like, yeah, I think the content for swimming is not that interesting. So yeah. Go-to beer. Good question, Nico. Good question. I'm loving my craft beers. Probably my favorite beer when I got into craft beers was Bent Spoke, and I still really, really love Bent Spoke. I reckon they're an awesome brand. But this is another Canberra beer that I've been loving, which is Capital. Capital makes some awesome stuff, and Mountain Culture as well. I think Mountain Culture Status Quo is awesome. I like my pale ales. So yeah, great question. Can you ask Jess what it's like being married to a celebrity? She's getting an ice cream. She's ignoring you guys. She needs a bit more social pressure before she's gonna. Yeah, I have one. Thank you. Look what we have here, guys. Dessert. So what do we have? We had nuggets. We had the Big Mac. We had 2 cheeseburgers, and we have a drumstick now. So 5 courses, bowl of wine. What a good meal. No soft serve today. No, this is a fancy meal. NK. We don't do things in halves here. Fancy meals. There we go. What flavor is it? Iced latte flavor. I've never tried this before. What about you guys? Do you like drumstick, or are you guys like Maximon or Gay Time or something else? It's dead, says Michael. Favorite public restroom in Sydney? Yes. Easy question. The Crown Casino. No, not Crown. Star Casino. Food court restroom. Best restroom in Sydney. It's usually pretty clean and it smells nice. It reminds me of Singapore. Do I put out on first dates? You're just going to have to find out. Welcome, JK, to the chat. Thoughts on Minecraft? I haven't played Minecraft for quite a long time. I remember when I was in high school, I was quite into it, like just building stuff. But yeah, I haven't played it for a long time. I think it's a good game. Seems like the kids are like obsessed with either Minecraft or Roblox right now. What can I say? Minecraft is a good game. But if you want to play a really good game, play RuneScape. One shot the cone. No, we're having a classy meal here. Do I like cats? Look, I do like cats, but as you guys know, I have 2 dogs. I'm very, very into my dogs, and I think I'm well and truly a dog person. Would I have a cat at home? I think it's quite hard. Like, my dogs, well, yet to be seen. It's not like they have many interactions with cats, so I don't know if they get along with cats that well. But yeah, I think my preference is dogs. Oh, JK. Best public toilet in Sydney is obviously level 3 QVB. Level 3 QVB, that is a nice toilet, actually. And not many people go there. Is that near the Hobby Co? Thank you for the $3, though. Thank you very much. Messina makes the best ice cream. Messina does make very good ice cream. And what I love is that they come out with those limited edition flavors. I just like, I don't know, limited edition. Like, let's love it. Every time I go there, I try something different. There's one down in Sydney, in Barangaroo, called Riverino. They make really, really good ice cream as well. And they have like the fig and ricotta ice cream. That's awesome. How tall am I? I am 170 centimeters, which is 5'6". Favorite meal to cook? Oh, I mean, leaning very heavily right now towards very like easy meals to cook, just because I like. For example, you've seen in my day in the life video, I like making things where I can just chuck in the oven and leave it for like for example, like a roast. You can just chuck like a roast in the oven with veggies, and you can leave it for like 50 minutes, and then you come back and you've got like a full meal. And I love doing that because it means that like I can just put it in there, put a timer on, go and like do some work, edit some videos. Like if 50 minutes to edit a video, like that's awesome, rather than being like fully hands-on. Have I been to Japan? Yep. I was in Japan in 2018, 2019. I did all the main cities, and I'm planning to go back to Japan in November this year for a few weeks with my wife and my sisters. So I'm very, very excited for that, and I think I need a holiday. Let me know in the chat if there's any content that you want me to make in Japan. Right now, I've only got running content planned because I'm not going to be bringing my bike. But maybe I can rent a bike for a day and make a video there. So yeah, let me know if that's something you'd be keen on. Sushi or Wagyu steaks? Wagyu steaks, mate. Easy. Favorite karaoke song? Thank you, Andy, for joining that's Bunny. Easy. All-Star, Smash Mouth. Can't beat that song, mate. That is like peak 2010s era. Shrek has just come out. You're in like primary school. That is like that's like peak nostalgia there. Favorite piece or brand of cycling kit? I think the MVP for me right now is the neck warmer. I don't think I go on any rides without a neck warmer this winter. I'm using one of the MAP neck warmers, but to be fair, like a neck warmer is literally just like a cylinder of fabric that needs to be slightly elastic. I think most brands can make a pretty good one. So this is not a specific plug for MAP. I think it's just neck warmers are great. Outside of that, I've been wearing Pedal Mafia recently because they had a good sale and I've been trying out their stuff. All I say about Pedal Mafia is their Pro Kit is quite good, but definitely size down. So in MAP and Attacker and other brands, I usually wear small. For Pedal Mafia, I've found that I need to wear XS. Macros, how many grams of carbs? The answer to that, James, is as many as I can eat. Every day, I literally just eat as much food as I can. And maybe part of it's my metabolism, but I have not deviated from more plus or minus 3 kilos in the past 10 years, I think. I just eat as much as I can, and then I just ride and run as much as I can. How many bottles of soju can I? Wow, NK is coming out with some fiery questions. How many bottles of soju can I handle? I have probably. How many standards is there in a bottle of soju? Let's Google it. Soju standard drinks. So it's 16.5% alcohol, 5 drinks. I think I could do 2 bottles. I have sculled a bottle of soju before and I wasn't. Let's say 2. And let's hope it's a nice flavor. RuneScape? This man is a connoisseur, mate. If you're a 2010s kid, you got to have played RuneScape. Good question. Can you feel the difference between riding in a skin suit versus a bib and jersey? And I was actually blown away. I've never had a skin suit before until recently. We came out with the pastries skin suit, the Patriots race team skin suit, and I was just blown away by how good it feels. Like, I don't know how to describe this. Like, I understand why people in the pros like prefer skin suits. Like, it's so comfortable, and you also get like an aerodynamic benefit. The big differences for me is because it's a one piece, you don't have the shoulder straps, so it just feels like there's no like tension on the shoulders. And then the other one is usually where the jersey interfaces with the bib and around the waist, there's no elastic there, so it just feels super clean. You feel like you're like a seal. It feels great. Apex Legend rank. I'm really bad at Apex Legends, like unbelievably bad. I did play a little bit of ranked. I preferred ranked arena. When I did play ranked, I was, I think, gosh, what was I? Maybe like silver or gold. I'm terrible at Apex. Yeah, I'm terrible at first-person shooter games in general. Like, I just don't have like that coordination, and I just keep running in and just dying. So yeah, I'm not very good at Apex. When did I seriously get into cycling? Probably about 3 to 4 years ago. So I started off commuting, and I had a hardtail mountain bike, but I quickly progressed from that to a Cannondale Synapse road bike, which was endurance frame. And I just caught the bug instantly. Like, I was riding with a few friends that were quite a lot more experienced than me, but I just like instantly was hooked. And I also got a bit of a competitive personality, so I just really wanted to be as good as I could. And yeah, I just started riding like heaps. I'd say I made the biggest improvements during COVID because of lockdown. I couldn't, like, as you guys know, during lockdown, you couldn't go out and do much except for exercise. So I think that year I did over 10,000 kilometers of cycling. So yeah, I think cycling is a very time-intensive sport, so it goes hand in hand with having free time. All right, so I've got to try out the Shinamankaido ride in Japan. What is that? I'll type that into Google. Give me a sec. Shinamankaido ride. Okay. Cycling route across the Seto Inland Sea. 60 kilometers. That looks beautiful. Maybe I'll have to try it out. Thank you for the suggestion. Map are tiny. Yeah, so map kit is I'd definitely say the race stuff is tiny. I wear small, and like sometimes, like if I haven't zipped the zip all the way to the top, like it'll kind of like burst open. I do have quite wide shoulders, but yeah, map is small. But I'd definitely say pedal mafia on the larger side of fitting. Who's my favorite child? Ollie, Wilbur, or Jess? Mate, good parents don't have favorites. So Coach Dan has asked, do I cycle during Sydney summer or indoor train during heat? I ride outside during summer. One good thing about cycling is we start really early. So we usually start about 6 a.m. We'll try and aim to get back around 10 or 11, which means we're back home before the hottest parts of the day. I will say that summer is pretty brutal here. But yeah, we try and manage that. Yeah. I don't do much indoor riding these days, if at all, if any. How many pairs of winter kit do I own? Close to zero. Like, I have a pair of thermal bib tights and I have a thermal jersey, but I think I've only put them on like once or twice. My philosophy is that, there's people that say you either dress for the ride or you dress for the cafe, and I'm always dressing for the ride. I never dress for the cafe. So during the ride, I feel awesome because I warm up really quickly, and then at the cafe, I'm just dying because I'm so cold. GN has asked, has there been many cycling kit brands you haven't found comfortable? So that's a good question. I haven't tried too many kit brands. What I will say though is I understand that like kit is expensive. It is quite ridiculous that like a jersey and bib combo can cost upwards of $500-600. But what I will say is that like you do get what you pay for. So when I started cycling, I did buy like some off brands and I bought like some cheaper stuff. Like, you know, so I bought some like Decathlon stuff. And while it is quite good for if you're doing like shorter stuff, once you start taking cycling a bit more seriously and doing longer rides, you'll really value the comfort, especially the quality of the chamois, how the padding is, and also like the grippers that are like on your thigh. So I'd say it's a worthwhile investment. If you're finding that stuff a bit too expensive, like I think Attacker and Map and those brands, they make really good training. The training gear is a bit more budget, but I still think they're quite good. It's a good compromise, I think. So yeah, that'd be my suggestion. How did you get into cycling? How long ago was that? So I think it's going back about 4 years now. I started cycling because I started a new job on the other side of the city. It's about 10 kilometers away. And if I were to drive there, I'd have to go over the bridge and pay a toll, drive through the city, over the Anzac Bridge, and then find parking, street parking in Inner West, which is notorious for having really bad parking. So I bought a hardtail mountain bike and I'd use that to commute. So it'd take me about 30 minutes each way. And I just fell in love with it. It was really a way to get around. And I got sick of road bikes overtaking me. So I sold that commuter bike and I bought a road bike and it went downhill from there. Am I using OBS to stream on YouTube? Or am I streaming to YouTube straight from off the website? Yeah, I'm just streaming straight from the website. I have no idea how to stream. Like, I was actually quite nervous today, like that I could even get the stream working because I didn't even know how to set anything up. But yeah, obviously you guys can't see it, but I've got like my A7 III camera there with like my Tamron 28-75 lens. I've got like a full lighting setup over here with a softbox, and I've got the microphone, but I'm pretty sure I didn't connect it in time properly to my computer. So I think I'm running off the microphone on my laptop. Yeah. Do I prefer my current place or my previous place? I do like the current place a lot. There's a lot of room, and I think the biggest plus side is that there's some nice lighting that comes through the windows over here, and we're across the road from a park, and that park is an off-lead dog park. So it's a great lifestyle for us. It's really easy for us to just walk our dogs. They love going to that park. So yeah, that's how I prefer my current place. Yeah, so just a bit more context on that Japan route. You ride across 6 small islands. You can take some side routes to bump it up to 100 kilometers. Nice cornetto. It's not a cornetto, Jamila. It's a drumstick. What time do I normally sleep? Probably about 11 p.m. I know you usually wake up about 5. So I do know that's less sleep than ideal. But I just got a lot of things to do. I find it hard to sleep when I have stuff on my mind. All right, so James has asked, would I wear AliExpress cycling gear? If I was a new cyclist starting from scratch and I didn't have any gear, I probably would try it out just to see what it's like. But where I am currently, I've got probably like 5 or 6 sets of map, 3 sets of Pedal Mafia, a set of Attacker kit. I've got so much other random kit that, yeah, I probably wouldn't try AliExpress just because I have so much already. Thoughts on Chinese frames? Yeah, that's a good question, Ed. There's been quite a lot of scrutiny about Chinese frames. And I think the thing is, I think by and large, they're decent. Like, they're made in the same factories. But the thing is that's hard to judge about them is that, like, if there's anything wrong with it, you just don't see it because it's all internal. It's how the carbon is laid up. And I think Cam Nichols or someone else made a video where they cut the carbon frame off the carbon fork in half. And you can see, like, the quality inside the frame is no good. But the problem is, from the exterior, if they do a good paint job, you'll just never know. That's what for these more expensive brands, yes, you're paying for the brand name, but you're also paying more for and some of the R&D that goes into it. So, yeah. Look, I've never tried a Chinese frame. Yeah. What's my progress getting Jess into biking? I think she's actually kind of keen because she does want to do a triathlon at some point. So I know she has it on her mind. I think she just needs a good bike. And one issue is the area where we live in is really, really hilly. And I know that hills are quite discouraging for new cyclists because it's quite hard riding up them. So probably going to have to get one, an okay bike, and two, need to take us somewhere that's a bit more flat. When am I going to stream my games? Probably never. Probably never. Where I'll keep gaming to myself. I don't game that much anymore. Actually, if I got spare time, I'll try and do YouTube, make videos. Popo says congrats, and soon you'll have another 5,000. Thank you, Popo. When you get to 10,000 subscribers, do you want to run 100K Ultra Trail Australia with me so that can help? Thank you, Kevin, for the question. To be honest with you, even the run I did today was 26 kilometers and I was suffering by the end of it. I don't think I could do anywhere close to 100 kilometers, let alone the marathon that's in 6 weeks' time. So let's do one thing at a time. Let's knock over the marathon first and see how we go. I think I'd probably prefer an ultra cycling event just because I feel like I'm a bit more prepared for that. But, you know, I haven't even done any trail running. So why don't you take me out for a trail run and we'll give that a go. Yeah. Andrew said, all these bikes you can't afford when you start in your own hands. Who knows? If this YouTube thing blows up enough, maybe we'll have an OnlyFans. What do you reckon, guys? Some POV on the bike? Do we also have to, Jamila has asked, do we also have to do the 100K plus bike ride in Japan? No, you don't. You probably won't be able to make it. You can rent an e-bike. That makes it super easy. I don't know if the e-bike battery will last 100Ks. So Australian investors asked, do I do any weights for my legs? No, I don't. I do have some weights at home, but this is my mindset on things is that like I've only got a limited time to do cycling and running workouts. And if I've got an hour to spare, I'd rather go out and do like a ride or run rather than like a weight training. If I did have more time, I could probably see if I could fit into my schedule. I know it's definitely beneficial, but I think from my perspective, there's more easily attainable low-hanging fruit rather than weight training. And that's for me right now, this is just doing bulk volume. Two Wheels and Croissant, welcome to the chat. Thank you very much for joining, mate. After dessert, can you get some doggos on screen? Yes. Okay, I'll finish this. We'll get them round. But they look a little bit weird because they just got washed maybe an hour or two ago, and their like fur is like a little bit wet still, so they look a bit odd. Yeah, Jess, do you want to get Wilbur? Is he on the couch? Yeah, Wilbur, come. Yeah, come. Okay. Oh, he smells good though. All right. All right. Thank you very much for about the 5K subs, guys. Thank you very much. Okay, Dan Chiba, any plans to do any crit races? Yes, I have been signing up for crit races, but it keeps raining and they get cancelled on the day. So, but there's one that's coming up very soon, which is the West Head Road Race on 18th of August. I'm super keen for that. Last time I did it, I came third. I'm coming for that #1 place. You comfy, Wilbur? All right. He's blocking the screen. All right. Fights in 2022. Congratulations on your 5,000s. Up to the next ones. As a fellow Amonda and Westy owner, I enjoy your videos a lot. Will you be planning cycling holidays in a far destination like Europe? I would love to do a Europe trip. I think one of my bucket list things would be to go to Europe during Tour de France, maybe watch a couple of stages and ride around. That would be awesome. I think that would, yeah, I'd love to do that. One of the things I said earlier in the stream was that trying to juggle my leave is a bit tricky. So yeah, I'll have to bank up a little bit more. I'm about to go to Japan and Hong Kong for 3.5 weeks in November, and that would take, I think, all of the leave I've got banked up. So I need to save up a little bit more. Yes, 2 wheels and Snot +1 for the doggos on the screen. This is Wilbur here. He's my youngest boy. He is 2 years old. He's just had a wash, so he's looking, I don't know, they look a bit random after they've had a wash, like real scruffy. I need to give him a brush. Everyone wants to see Jess behind the screen. She won't come on. Maybe if someone donates like $, I'll like grab her and drag her onto the screen and force her in front of the camera. But yeah, not enough financial investment for that. All right, I'm gonna put him down. You want to stay up here? Do you want a chair for yourself? Okay, Ollie, you come. All right, here's Ollie. It was his birthday 2 days ago. He just turned 5 years old. He's the oldest boy. And I think we're not going to say we have favorites, but I think the mum, Jess's favorite is Ollie. She gave him a haircut just before the stream as well. So yeah, scruffy haircut and needs to be brushed. Where's Ollie? Show us the boy. Yes, here he is. Thank you, James. I'm so yeah, we've got Ralph Lauren shirt, suit jacket from Peter Jackson, and then tracksuit pants from Uniqlo. Thank you very much for the compliment. I appreciate it. Yeah, I would keep the boys up here, but they keep squirming around, and Wilbur was like putting his head in front of the screen, and I couldn't see the chat. But maybe I'll get it like a separate chair for them. You want to sit up here, Wilbur? Oh. He ran away. All right, so we've got some more tips. So have you done this Japan route before? You sound like you're speaking from experience. People do it over 2 days. There's some nice places you can stay. I'm sure there's awesome places to stay in Japan, as well as the food. Gives you more time to explore and not rush. I think 50K a day, so 100K plus spread over 2 days, would actually be quite nice. You don't have to rush too much. It'd be for a beginner cyclist or someone who's not like as into cycling as we are. I think that'd be a good little trip. Anathos has asked, what kind of bike bag do I recommend? Soft shell, hard shell, and any unique tips for transporting bikes? I personally have not transported my bike before, so there's no tips I can give you anecdotally. There's one that someone showed me the other day, which was like a big box, and then you can put your bike in that as well as you can pack your like clothes and stuff in that as well. That looked really cool, but it's quite expensive. If I were to travel with my bike, I would probably do a hard case, just because like it just gives me a bit more assurance that my bike's not going to get busted. I've seen like some horror stories about soft cases where the shifters get broken off or things get bent. So I'd probably go with a hard case. But yeah, I know they cost a bit more as well. But yeah, I haven't traveled with my bike yet, so hard to say. Ken C has asked, what are my other hobbies besides running and cycling? Right now, my time is pretty much fully taken up by those and making YouTube videos, as well as walking my dogs. In the past, I used to do a bit of bouldering. I tried to do that maybe once a week, but yeah, just don't have time for it. I used to play a bit of League of Legends, but yeah, I have not played League for ages just because I'm just too busy. When are you bouldering again? We miss your yeeting. Yeah. Maybe when is the Olympics bouldering and rock climbing on? Maybe they'll inspire me to get back into it. Good work, guys. We're halfway through the bottle. Did in December. It was great. December, isn't that the middle of winter in Japan? Wouldn't it be very, very cold? Or it was manageable? Was it snowing at all? Have I ever considered doing a crit road race for your subscribers? Yeah, so I've actually done maybe 4 or 5 crits now and a road race. I do like doing them. But the thing is, there's just not many of them on during winter. So there's not many of them right now. And I have signed up for a couple in the past few weeks, but they just keep getting cancelled due to rain. But there is a big one coming up on the 18th of October. Sorry, 18th of August, which is like 2 weeks away. Yes, exactly 2 weeks away. The West Head Road Race. I was telling people before, I've done it once before and I came third. So I'm quite keen to try and get a win. So yeah, if I do any crits or any races, I will always bring my camera with me and try and video it and make a good video for you guys. I do like racing. It's a lot of fun. I like the tactics of it. Yeah, so let's hope that it doesn't rain and like all these races keep getting cancelled. So let's, yeah, fingers crossed about the weather. How big do I want the channel to get? Will it reach a point where I won't have enough time? Well, here's the thing about making videos. If one person watches my video or 100,000 people watch my video, it still takes the same amount of time to make the video. Like, for example, if I'm already going to be writing, so I just bring the camera with me. But say it takes me 3-4 hours to edit a video, regardless of the amount of views, it still takes the same amount of time. With the influx of subscribers I've had recently, I do feel a bit more responsibility to try and make my videos as high quality as I can. So I've been spending quite a bit more time just thinking about the storyline I'm trying to tell, or like what the kind of video edit will look like. But yeah, look, there may be a time where the YouTube gets so big that I could quit my job, but I don't think that's time soon. I think for now, right now, it's something that I enjoy doing on the side as a hobby. I complain if I have more subscribers. And probably like a short-term goal for me would be building up enough subscribers where some more legitimate brand see me as like a possible sponsor or an ambassador. And look, I'm never gonna complain about getting free stuff. So look, yeah. Well, let's see where it goes. But yeah, if I can get some things out of it, also bring some quality content to you guys, such as reviews and stuff, that'd be great. Henry Lay has said, "Don't worry about hours on league. Is now hours spent on the bike." That is true. Everyone's got the same 24 hours a day, and you know, for everyone, it's just how you spend that time and how you make the most of it. But to be fair, like playing League of Legends for me was a great way to connect with friends that I had from high school and from uni, and I think it's a great way to socialize. I feel like guys are not very good at talking to each other, so we always need something to distract ourselves and something to bond over. So yeah, I don't mind League too much. Favorite run club in Sydney? Pastries Run Club. I ran with them today. One of our members, Barry, he's been organizing the runs, and that was awesome. He put together an incredible route today, which was along the water in Piedmont, through underneath the Harbour Bridge, through Circular Quay, around the Opera House and Botanic Gardens, and this is just a cracking day. So Pastries Run Club for sure. A lot of people in that run club are gearing up for the Sydney Marathon, which is in September. Highly recommend it. If you're trying to get some more Ks in, I think running with a group of people who are at a similar level to you is a great way to just build up those kilometers. And am I going to go to the snow, board or ski? I've only gone to the snow, I think, once or twice. I've always skied. I think skiing is probably the best thing for me. I've got like a rule where it's like, you got to always have something to do with your hands. So I don't skateboard. I'll use a scooter. But yeah, I'm not going to snowboard. I'll probably use skiing and have something to do with my hands. But yeah, I'd love to go. I feel like going to the snow in Australia is just so like ridiculously expensive for what you get. I feel like it's almost cheaper to just go to like New Zealand or somewhere else. So yeah. Will you start wearing high vis during your early morning, late night ride? Is that coming from Dad? No. Do I have any high vis kit? I don't think so. But something that doesn't get picked up in the videos is that a lot of the kit I wear actually has reflective tabs on it. So even the black ones, the map bibs, have like little reflective tabs on the back of the kit. The gilet that I wear, all the lettering, the logos on that is actually reflective as well. So they're actually quite visible. And there's a law in New South Wales that you need to be visible up to 200 meters. So my front light, I think, is 1,000 lumens. My back light is maybe 300 lumens. And you can put them on different settings to make yourself as visible as possible. All right. Henry Lay has asked, any plans coming to Melbourne to visit? It'd be great to have you come along to the RCC group ride. I would love to come to Melbourne. There's a few people in this chat right now which are from Melbourne. They've been hassling me for a while to come and visit. I would love to come to Melbourne. I know you guys got some fantastic routes down there along Beach Road. You got some awesome climbs at the Crucifix. So I do need to make my way down. I'll probably have to drive if I want to bring my bike. I did ride recently with Bobby. I think he's one of the ride leaders at the RCC group down in Melbourne. He was super friendly to me. He invited me to come around. So yeah, I need to come down and ride with you guys. Dad says, which son would you save first from a fire, Ollie or Wilma? All right, we're just going to leave that. Have I met Chris or Jesse from the Nero show? I have only met Chris in passing. I've seen him a couple of times. I think it's inevitable if you're in Sydney, you'll be riding the same routes every now and then. I think I've seen Chris like 5 or 6 times. I haven't run into Jesse actually, which is surprising. I feel like those guys only either ride. I feel like Jesse only either rides like crits or he rides at Centennial Park, and he does like pro hours. So I only ever ride really early in the morning. But yeah, I've run into Chris a few times. I haven't had the chance to talk to him because he's usually going the other way. But I know that Chris Miller has watched a couple of my YouTube videos, and I think Jesse's actually watched a couple of mine as well. So Chris or Jesse, if you're watching this, get me on the podcast, guys. I got some hot takes. All right. Fight Sang has asked, how do you protect your bike frame from scratches and small rocks, wrap or polish? I'm actually not super precious about my bike. I've been quite lucky. I haven't had any scratches or any damage to my current bike, the Honda. My previous bike, my Madone Gen 6, was a matte black finish, and I did get a couple of rock chips. The good thing about black bikes is if you ever get a chip, you can just use a bit of black permanent marker and color it in. Best way to protect your bike, I'd probably say, is a wrap, especially if you've got an off-road bike that you want to protect on the down tube or anywhere near the chain stays or the seat stay. That's probably the best place to get a wrap done. Polish, I don't know how well they'll protect your bike, mainly from like the dirt and stuff and making it easy to wipe off. There is someone who's been doing like ceramic coating on bike frames. I don't know how effective that is, but I know that it means that you can pretty much just like rinse your bike with water and it comes out looking awesome. So yeah. Was I into making videos before YouTube, holiday vids and stuff? Yeah, I used to love taking little videos when I went on holidays just with my iPhone, and I'd stitch together and make like a little summary video about holiday. That's something I've always enjoyed. I think I've always had a background, like before cycling, I had a background in landscape photography. I don't do that anymore. You can check out my Instagram account if you like. I think it's Josh Kwan photography, something like that. I used to do a lot of seascape photography. I've always had an interest in taking photos and videos and stuff. And then, yeah, once you start cycling, you find out cycling's a pretty all-consuming hobby. So I think it was a good way to transition into it was bringing like a GoPro or camera on the bike with me. All right. Oh, good question. From Z31587555. Pizza or barbecue shapes? Pizza shapes, hands down. Pizza shapes had the best flavor. And then also because like it's got those little balls of flavor, when you get to the bottom of the bag, you just have like a whole handful of like pizza dust, and you can just eat that all in one go and get a flavor explosion in your mouth. So yeah, definitely pizza. Holidaying locally is expensive. I agree with you. It definitely is. Yeah, like going to the snow in Australia is like prohibitively expensive. You're going to be paying like crazy amounts for accommodation because there's not much housing. And then on top of that, the lift passes are really expensive as well. So in my mind, I've always thought that like if I'm going to go to the snow, I'd rather just go to New Zealand or yeah, somewhere else. Do you have to do, so Lashan Pereira has asked, do you have to do really well in uni to get into good civil gigs? I think that is true to a point. I wasn't super good at uni. I did get, what did I get? I think I got class 2 honors grade 1, which is not fantastic. I think it's just like it's definitely above average, but I wasn't like a genius at uni. I think the most important thing is making good connections. And definitely the most important is if you want to get into like major infrastructure or that kind of space, you need to be like straight from uni. That's the kind of stuff you need to be working on. I can find transition. If you were to start in like residential or smaller scale stuff, it'd be very hard to transition into major infrastructure. So yeah, I was quite lucky. I had a few friends who were working on WestConnex, which was a huge project in Sydney at the time. They referred me in at CPB, and then so I spent the first few years of my graduate life working on tunnel projects at CPB on WestConnex, and then that transitioned into going into a bit more into project management. So I wouldn't say that it is an absolute necessity that you need to get good marks. I'd say you do need to get decent enough marks where you get considered. But yeah, I think the most important thing when you leave uni is to have a good work ethic and also to network with the right people and make sure that the job that you do land on is something that has a pathway into something that you want to go into in the future. Thanks for the question. When am I moving to Dunedin? This is awesome because last night I was at a cocktail party and I met someone from Dunedin. So now I know 3 people from Dunedin, which is just crazy if you think about it. So, sorry, guys, there's a bit of a tangent. Dunedin is like a tiny town in New Zealand. There's like barely any people that live there. And I know 3 people from Dunedin, which must be like half the population of Dunedin right now. So this guy was like shocked by all these like random Dunedin facts that I knew. So yeah, I really love Dunedin. It's a really, really beautiful place on the very southern tip of New Zealand. If you haven't been there before, I highly suggest you go. It's got the highest amount of golf courses per capita outside of Scotland, and I don't. So that's how good the place is. Bunny has asked, "Who is the worst rider you've ridden with? Safety or gear?" Or no idea. Oh, gee. Specifically, I think the most important thing when you're new to cycling, even from the perspective of like safety or gear, is you just need to have a willingness to learn. I think the most frustrating thing is if someone like they're doing something obviously wrong, but they don't want to take on feedback from other people. I'd probably find that the most frustrating, and I'd probably say that if they're not willing to have take on feedback or change their behavior, that'd probably be the point where I'd tell them that they're not a fit to ride with us. But look, I don't think I've run into any people like that. Most people are quite good with taking on feedback. You just, I think most people, by and large, if you tell them they're doing something wrong or you give them pointers on things to improve, they're quite willing to take that feedback. So yeah. Good old Bobby, love that guy. Yeah, so Henry, Bobby came up to Sydney and I wrote, I think he was here Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and I feel terrible for him because he's come here to have a holiday and it was just raining this whole week. So I feel bad for him because he didn't get to see the best of Sydney. But I do think he got to have some good pastries. I'm glad that he got to join us on one of our pastry rides. And I hope that either I get to see him back here in Sydney or get to come back down to Melbourne and have a ride with him. Toilet paper, fold or scrunch, over or under? Good question, NK. What do I do? Definitely fold. I think that action there is an overfold. Yeah, fold is the way to go. And I don't skim. I'm like toilet paper. There's no shortage of it in my household. And if you guys want a little bit more backstory, NK gifted me like a whole pallet, like a whole box of toilet paper. So I have so much now. So there's nothing beats a good wipe. So I'm always like, yeah, you get enough to do the job. Thank you, Michael. Another donation from Michael. Wow, he's very generous. I realize I can emoji react, or I can give a heart or something to that. So yeah, and you can also put little reacts in the chat. So okay, moving on to the next question. How many squares of toilet paper do you use? Yes, I think I answered that. As many as it takes to get the job done. Never undo it. Always take more than you need. Bryce Waters, underdressed. You should know how to dress for a first date, Bryce. We're at a fine establishment. We've got the Chardonnay out, so cheese and bacon shapes #1. I actually agree with that. I think cheese and bacon shapes definitely the most yummy. I don't know what they put in there, maybe some MSG or something, but that's the most delicious. If you see me out at a race or riding, can we ask for a photo? You definitely can. I am always keen to meet the people that watch my videos. I think I'm just blown away by the fact that, like, for example, some of the videos I put out get like a few thousand views. And I'm just thinking about, like, if I were to sit in like an auditorium and speak to a few thousand people, I'd be mind blown by that. So it's always good to meet people on the other side of the screen. I love it when people come up to me and just say hi. It's good to meet you guys, and I'm more than happy to take a photo. Following on from Andrew's question, I would have been so worried having to take care of so many new cyclists or having to manage potential problematic people, riders. How did you and the team manage that? I think that kind of job, so that's talking about more about Pastry CC. We host a couple of rides a week. And a good example was on our weekend ride just 2 days ago. Just yesterday. We had over 40 people turn up. So how do we manage that? And I would say I can only do that because of all our ride leaders. So we have fantastic ride leaders. Look, it's not like we even make any money as a club. These people are just volunteers. They do it out of the goodness of their heart. And they've done a fantastic job. I think all the people who are ride leaders, we've selected them because we see qualities in them, which they've got leadership qualities. They're great people. They're compassionate, and I think one of the characteristics of them is that they also don't shy away from just telling people, if they're doing something. If someone, they're all happy to call them out about it. And like I said before, most people are willing to take that feedback on. So yeah, how do we manage it? I don't think I can even take 10% of credit. I think it's a team effort, and I have to give most of the credit to the ride leaders of Pastry CC. Tunneling, eh? My work must be boring. You'd be surprised, actually. Not many tunnel projects in Sydney are done by boring. Most of them are actually done by roadheader. So tunnel boring machines are those cylindrical ones that you see where they've got like the teeth in the front, they gnaw away at it. Roadheaders are actually like big excavators with a kind of like a jackhammer, like esque attachment, or like a pineapple attachment, and they kind of chip away at the rock. So yeah, not many boring machines in Australia. The Sydney Metro was done by a boring machine, but most of the road tunnels, because they're so big, for example, like a road tunnel needs to be 3 or 4 lanes, and then you need to have egress passages on the side. You're talking about a tunnel that is the width of maybe like 30 meters plus. And there's no such thing as a tunnel boring machine that is that wide. Like, you'd have to have a diameter 30-meter tunnel boring machine, which just doesn't exist, at least in Australia. A little bit of a tangent there. How many times are we folding? Like, say in my head right now, I'm trying to visualize how many times I've folded in the toilet paper. But I think at least twice. So twice. So that goes like that, and then that's 2. And you fold again, it's 4. So it's like 4 things thick. Yeah. Are there any super secret pedaling techniques for speed? I think the number one thing is it's highly personal. But what I will say is high cadence is better than super low cadence. If you're grinding at super low cadence, you're probably fatiguing your muscles a lot faster. If you're pedaling faster, the action of pedaling is actually pushing. It's like flushing the lactate out of your legs. A good example of that, everyone loves Tadej Pogacar right now. He uses 165mm cranks, and that allows him to have that super fast cadence for his attacks. So I would say try and focus on a little bit higher cadence. around 90 is pretty good usually. You definitely don't want to be at the point where you're like grinding really slowly. One saying that people always say is you want to be pedaling circles, not squares. So yeah. No bidet at home. No. I love bidets. I would love to have a bidet at home, especially the Japanese ones. That would be awesome. Live is still going, respect. Socha, I think I've learned from the best. You're the one who's like, I'll do a 30-minute live, and then like 2 hours later, you're still going. But I think we will probably tie this up in 15 minutes at 8 o'clock. It has been going for a while. We've worked our way through most of the bottle. But yeah. Thank you, Jenny. Thank you very much for your congratulations. 5K came a lot faster than I thought it would. Originally, based on the trajectory of my channel, I was probably getting about 200 subscribers a month, and I didn't think I'd reach 5,000 subscribers to the end of the year. And then the last couple of videos I put out, just people just really loved it, and they've been engaged with it, commenting, liking, like people like you guys who are just really active, and they've just done really, really well. So I hit 5,000 subscribers way before I thought I would. So here we are here doing a celebratory 5,000 subscriber stream. I hope you're enjoying this date. It's like any good first date. You can ask me lots of questions, get to know me better. That's the point of this. There's only one boring name here too. Magpie season is coming. Yes, that is true. When I was riding once out in central New South Wales around Mudgee, I didn't realize how vicious the magpies are, and it's scary. The first time you get swooped, and especially if you don't see it coming, it is really, really scary. For those of you who don't live in Australia, magpies are they're almost like a crow, a bit smaller than a crow. They're black and white, and they're very, very territorial. So if they've got a nest in the surrounding area, usually in a tree, and you're riding past, they're notorious for swooping down, and they'll actually hit the back of your head with their claws. And the first time it happened to me, I was shooketh. I think I have a video of me getting swooped by this magpie, and they will chase you. They will chase you down. They will chase you for maybe like 100, 200 meters until you leave the area. So they're very territorial. So Bryce has said he's on 3-ply toilet paper. He folds 3 times, so it's practically 9-ply. Bryce, I think you need to redo your math on that, because if you're folding half, so you say you got 3 and 3, so 3 and 3, that goes to 6, and then you fold again, so 6 plus 6 is 12, and then you fold that again, so you're actually a lot more than 9-ply. Unless I'm doing the math wrong, unless you're not like folding on top of folding, you're doing like folding like origami or something. 5 must be my lucky number. If only I could work backwards to make like yeah, I need to thank you, Socha. I am planning to do a sub 20-minute 5-kilometer. Socha's going to be training me up for that. We're going to come up with some stretch goals. But yeah, breaking that 5-minute that 20-minute barrier for the 5-kilometer, I think is an elusive one that a lot of people aim for. Getting under that 4-minute per kilometer pace is definitely like a milestone. So for me, I always thought that was out of reach. And yeah, I'm actually quite close to it now. So stay tuned. I'm going to be doing a mini series on YouTube about my running adventure. I've already released one video, which is giving a bit more of the backstory. But I'm going to be coming out with some running training content, and then some more content around like maybe some of the events and stuff that I do. So yeah, stay tuned for that. If you're looking for some immediate running tips, go to Sota's channel. He's in the chat right now, Sota Mahara Running. He's got like literally anything you could think of about running. He's probably got a video on it. Like it's the most like the things that I've never even considered before. So he's if you're talking about shoe selection, like literally anything, he's got it. Finish the bottle to finish the stream. Will there be a second date? If live streaming is something you guys are enjoying, leave a thumbs up right now on the stream so that I know that it's something that I need to keep doing. I don't mind. I think this has been quite fun. It's fun interacting with my viewers, getting to know you guys a bit more, answering some of your questions. But yeah, we'll see. Like, if this is something people want to see more, maybe we could do it every now and then. But for now, I'm thinking of just saving it for the milestone events. But yeah, it's been good. So Nico asks, ever experienced cycling burnout? If yes, how have you dealt with it? So cycling burnout, I think for myself, because cycling has always been a social thing for me. Probably what I'll end up doing is, instead of pushing myself in some more of the competitive cycling stuff, I'll end up just going to more of the casual rides, or just going to more of the easy ones. I think, obviously, I think burnout does exist, but if you've got like a good group of friends and stuff doing it as well, I think that encourages you a lot more to keep going. So yeah, personally haven't really experienced like burnout per se. For now, I love riding. I've got nothing that's ever made me want to stop, and I love just hanging out with the cycling community, the people at Pastry CC. Yeah, I really enjoy it. Do you use sunscreen when riding? So this is something I tried to implement during the previous summer. I bought a big bottle of sunscreen, I think a liter sunscreen, and I put it in my bathroom right next to the kitchen, not right next to the sink in the bathroom, so that whenever I was getting changed, I remember to put it on. And I still forgot to put it on, and I wouldn't recommend that. I think especially during the Australian summer, which is very, very harsh, you need to be wearing sunscreen. Yeah, that's something I need to put into practice more. I still have my sunscreen bottle in my bathroom, and I think I need to give myself one less minute of sleep to make sure I put on sunscreen. James, your subscriber count jumped after you started making running videos. You're not wrong there. To be fair, you're not wrong. I think people do enjoy the running content. I'm trying to think of the best way, because I don't want to make I don't want to just like my main channel was there for cycling, and I feel like if I make a running video, it needs to have a purpose. I don't want to just make running videos that are a bit meaningless. I want to make them a bit more interesting for you guys, and I want to make it a bit more focused. So yeah, more running content to come. I think definitely something that become one that is working. I'm working on right now is a training style video with Sota. So we're going to go through some of the workout plans he's given me, and we'll also talk about some like running goals that I have. I know a lot of people, like I said before, have like a goal of doing a sub 20-minute 5K. I think that's a very relatable goal. So yeah, that's something I'm going to be working towards. Bryce has confirmed that he's not folding the folds, he's folding the sheets. So New Zealand has magpie season as well. Bloody Aussie imports. Yeah, look, I think a lot of the pests in New Zealand are because of they've been brought over from Australia. James looks like he has to make running videos. NK has retracted a message. I wonder what it was. All right, guys, we're gonna go to 8 o'clock. 7 more minutes. Quick fire questions. I'll answer as many of them as I can. All right, so we've got here one from Bobby B Games. Live stream a ride. Insta360 has the functionality. Yes, it does have the functionality to live stream rides. Will I do it? Probably not, because I think it's a bit too distracting. And also the kind of video style that I do, I take a lot of really short clips. I do a lot of just 10, 15, 30-second clips, video a bit here and there, turn off the camera, and then what I do afterwards, I stitch it together. So I don't know if I do a live stream, and I don't know if you guys would even find it entertaining to hear me huffing and puffing for 2 hours. So yeah, but look, whatever you guys want. Justin has asked, will you film City to Surf and City Mara? City Mara, I think I will. But City to Surf, that is one where I'm trying to go for a bit of a gun time. And I don't know how I'll bring a camera without it slowing me down. I have thought about the Insta360 Go 3S, which is that little pill-shaped one. I was thinking, I've seen people clip it to a hat before. So yeah, I need to think a bit more about that. That being said, it's only a week away, so I need to firm up something. I've tried the pendant. So there's a magnetic pendant that you can stick it on. That does not work when running because it jumbles around too much. And I've looked at the footage and it's unusable. So you definitely need to do something that's probably in your head, which is a bit more stabilized, or you need to hand hold it. And I'm not a keen of hand holding something if I'm going for a fast run. Coke or Pepsi? Coke for sure. Definitely Coke. And also added to that, I don't drink no sugar drinks. Like they just I don't like the taste of no sugar drinks. I can actually taste the difference. So I prefer full sugar. If I ride and cycle enough, I'm going to be burning through it. So yeah, Coke. Tube or tubeless? Chamois cream or raw dog? Tubes on road bike for sure. Tubeless on the gravel or off road. My reasoning for tubes on the road bike is that if you ever get like a puncture or nick in your tire that's big enough that the sealant would seal it, you're gonna have to put the tube in anyway. So my preference, and I know this is like this is a bit of a hot topic because people love their tubeless. My preference is tubes on road bike, tubeless off road. And then in terms of chamois cream or raw dog, chamois cream, 1000%, especially in summer where you get a bit more sweaty. Yeah, it's just way more like comfortable. Last thing you want is like some whatever, like blisters or hot spots and stuff like that. So yeah, chamois cream for sure. If anyone has discomfort during your rides, probably the first thing to look at is making sure your bike fit's okay. Make sure you're not like rubbing on anything that you're meant to. But yeah, once you know that that's dialed in, and if you're still getting a bit of like chafing, definitely consider chamois cream. All right. Can you live stream your teeth brushing? Maybe one day. 10,000 subscribers, guys. Shimano or SRAM? Shimano, 100%. I've never used SRAM. Not used it like extensively. I've always used Shimano, but I've never heard anything like if you ask someone like SRAM, they're always like, yeah, it works. And I'm like, yeah, it needs to be more than works. Like it needs to be, you need to say it's good. Shimano is like always, I mean, it's always been good. Availability of parts has usually been good. SRAM, I've heard issues about like in the shift move from Shimano. Right. So yeah, that's my preference. Everyone wants a live stream of teeth brushing. So yeah, like I said at the start of the stream, I got a lot of criticism and backlash about the teeth brushing. I couldn't believe how many comments I was getting about that. Like it was almost constituted online bullying, how much like comments I was getting. So don't worry, I will be addressing the toothbrushing in the next video. Don't worry. Blue Cookie Jar has asked, what is the best bike training to start doing to kickstart my cycling journey? That is also something I'll address in a new video. I'll be talking about things that you can do as a new cyclist or things that you can change to improve your cycling the most. But what I will say is cycling is definitely a very volume-centric sport. You just need to put the time in. That doesn't mean you need to be like caning yourself or doing like super hard threshold rides. It means you just need to be doing some volume. And I'd say as a new cyclist, you should definitely be trying to get at least 1 or 2 weekday rides in, which are about an hour or 2 long. And then on the weekends, you should be trying to put in a bit more volume. So yeah, definitely be putting in a bit more of the volume. Something that I used to love doing as a new cyclist is heading out to my local hill. So here in Sydney, we've got gorges. They take about, they're about 3 to 4 kilometers long. When I started riding, it'd probably take me about 15 minutes to do. And that's a great way to build up your fitness, is doing like a 10 to 15 minute hill, because you can't back off the power if you want to, otherwise you'll fall over. Hills are a great way. You can't hide. You just need to push the pedals, and it's a great way to just build up your strength. Yes, full sugar Coke is the best. No sugar has a weird aftertaste. See, I've heard that some people can't taste the difference between no sugar and full sugar. And like, I just cannot understand that, because like the no sugar ones, like I can really, really taste whatever that substitute they have for the sugar. So yeah, I'm not a fan of it. I'm definitely always going full sugar. And yeah, like I said before, in my mind, it's like if I'm going to be, I ride and cycle enough, I'm going to be burning it off anyway. TPU or latex or butyl tubes. So I've always been a big believer in the butyl tubes, because in my mind I was always like, I don't want to make that 100-gram weight sacrifice and get punctures easily. I've got burned a few times using the TPU tubes, because just getting like pinch flats, stuff like that. But recently I did switch to TPU again. This is back maybe about a month or 2 ago, and I haven't had any incidents since then. So I need to rethink that. For now, I think I'm actually leaning in the TPU camp, and then you carry a butyl tube maybe as a backup. And I have filmed a video about this actually, but I haven't edited it yet. So this is a good case of people always ask me, they're like, do you run out of ideas for cycling videos? And the answer to that is I don't run out of ideas. I have all these ideas, but the thing is, like, I don't know if people find them interesting or not. So a good example of that is I filmed like a full video about latex versus TPU versus butyl tubes. I filmed all of it and I was like, this is kind of boring. Like, I don't know if people actually want to watch it. So it's just been sitting on my hard drive. But yeah, I think it's one thing to have an idea and another thing to have a good idea for a video. So yeah, maybe one day I'll come out. Josiah said, you're cute. Thank you very much, Josiah. I appreciate it. Thank you for joining the live stream. David Forrest has asked, what inspired you to start a cycling YouTube channel? So maybe a couple of years ago, me and my cousin, we used to do a bit of off-road riding, and obviously we do road riding. And we were like, why don't we just buy like a GoPro just to film some of it, just make some like goofy videos together. And I've got like a strong sense of sunk cost fallacy. So I was like, man, I've spent all this money on the GoPro. I need to keep making videos. So, so I started making videos. I realized I really like the storytelling side of it. And there's so many like beautiful rides that we go on, and all these like stories to tell in cycling. So I just really enjoyed that. And I also enjoyed some of the more like community building aspect of making videos. So for example, making videos about like route guides, stuff like that. So I like that a lot. And I think it just kind of grew from there. Yeah. Thanks for the question, David. Kevin has said, congrats on successful live stream on the celebration. Good night. Thank you very much, Kevin. Thank you very much for staying and watching the live stream. I appreciate it. Thank you for coming to the run today, and I hope you do well. So, guys, it is past 8 o'clock now. Thank you very much for watching the live stream. I can't believe it's been 2 hours. It's gone in the blink of an eye. Thank you, everyone. It's crazy that 30 people are just sitting here and watching. So I really appreciate it. The questions have been great, and I will see you at the next one, hopefully before 10,000. If a live stream is something you really enjoy, let me know, and maybe we'll do it again. So yeah, save up your questions for next time. All right, guys, take care and good night. See ya. How do I end this?